Helmut Norpoth. He is a political science professor at Stony Brook University. And he is in the news. He says that he has created, as a political science professor, he's created a scientific, I don't even know what you'd want to call it, a model by which he can predict who will be president. And he's been using it successfully, 96% successfully, since, well, he says since 1912. I don't know how he can retroactively go back that far, but he says he can. He has been using it since the early 60s, and with the exception of the race against Nixon and Kennedy in 1960, he's gotten every single race correct early on, predicting who is going to be the president. Well, this man has said with his scientific model, there is a 97 to 99% surety that we are going to have Donald J. Trump as the next president of the United States. So he's got people flipping out. Oh my goodness. I predicted on this program probably 4 months ago that Donald Trump was going to be the nominee. I hold by that prediction unless something outrageous happens. He is going to bury most of his opposition on Super Tuesday. There's a man who is a New York Times reporter, Ross Douthat, or Douthat, I don't know how to pronounce his name, it looks French. And he also has made the press because he said that he, as a so-called conservative, says that he would rather have Hillary as president than Donald J. Trump. You know, somebody is full of it, and when they say they're a conservative and they would rather have Hillary. You know what? Let me tell you what he did, and then I'll explain to you why that is so preposterous and why there are some conservatives who would rather have that. Okay. Mr. Douthat, or whatever, however you pronounce his name, Ross, is in a heap of trouble because he tweeted out, "I know how the Trump campaign ends. I can see my way out of it, how to get rid of Trump." And he puts a clip in of a movie that starred Martin Sheen as a senatorial candidate who wanted to be president. And when there was a man who was going to try and assassinate him, who was actually shooting at him, Martin Sheen grabs a baby and holds the baby up. See, look at the picture. Holds the baby up to shield himself from the assassin. Now, as it turns out, the baby wasn't hurt. Martin Sheen wasn't hurt. The assassin was shot by a law enforcement officer, and the man Martin Sheen's character lost his credibility, and therefore, because he would have used a baby to protect himself, and therefore he could not become president. So this New York Times reporter sends out this tweet with a clip of this, obviously inferring an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. And his friends, his associates, came unhinged at him, saying, "Can you imagine if someone said this about Obama in 2008? Do you really think this is funny? Are you out of your mind? Dude, you need to take a break. You need some time off." It'll be interesting to see how the New York Times disciplines him, if they do. As of this recording, he has apologized, and he's deleted his tweet, which is funny because, as you can see, look at the snapshot. Let's put it up. You can see that, well, there is the tweet that was deleted. Once these things are out there, they're out there, and they're out there for good. It's just not funny. It's just not funny. Having had presidents assassinated in this country, it's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny about Obama. It's not funny about any president. All right, let me explain to you why he would want Hillary instead of Trump if Mr. Ross Douthat is actually a conservative. You ready? Because he and his conservative buddies get to keep the machinery intact. In other words, they are still the opposition of Hillary. They stand the best chance of fundraising. Let me explain this to you. This is dark, but it's true. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'm going to take a break, and I will explain to you in the next segment why there are conservatives who would rather have Hillary as president than Donald Trump. And there's actually a few reasons that are deplorable, but there are reasons nonetheless. These are people who love power and love money. There's your clue. I'll be right back.